Hey there, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You made it. You followed me over to Zoom. High five. Thanks for your flexibility tonight. It's been a weird tech night, so I'm really glad that you're here. I was just streaming, double streaming. That was me. Sorry. Too many windows open. Does anybody else do that, or is it just me? So we are headed into a live session tonight, and this one's a little different than the others. So I'm going to do just a little bit of kind of housekeeping. What's going to happen is there's going to be two parts to this session. The first part, I'm going to do a little bit of teaching, and we're going to talk about how to settle into your body and what to do with all of these things, all of these emotions that are coming up. And then the second thing that we're going to do is kind of a live Q&A session and also some sample coaching. So if you were one of those people who wanted to do the coaching and we talked earlier, stay tuned, be ready. We'll be coming to you probably around 9:30 or 9:40. We'll just see how long it takes to get through this. But this session, I want to give you some tools because if you're like me, it's the end of the night. You're probably pretty fired up. We've had some really big laughs. We've also had some really deep, vulnerable moments. And I want to make sure that you're not just carrying those around the whole time and unable to do anything with them. Hey, interpreters, if you can hear me, your camera just dropped out. I'll hang on for just a second while we bring them back. There we are. You're welcome. Glad you're back. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about three things that I think will help you kind of move through all of this stuff because you've been processing a lot and it's only day 2. The other piece of this is that tomorrow there's going to be a lot of sessions. And if you sit like this the whole time, you're going to be really sore. And you're going to have what we should probably call a deconstruction hangover because your body is trying to process things that are big and that are messy and that may trigger the nervous system. Like we just learned about with Kit, it may bring up some stuff that says, oh my gosh, there's a bear. This was really scary. We need to freeze, or we need to run, or we need to fawn, or we need to do whatever to try to keep ourselves safe. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you can use to help process all of those big emotions and all of the things that are happening today in a way that's nurturing and kind and gentle to yourself. And the whole goal of this is to be able to kind of release those things out into the world so that you can settle back into your body. If you watched that last session with Kit, you know that when she started talking about stress and the higher numbers and all of that, that her body went like this. I want you to check before we go any further and look at your body. What's your body doing? For me, I'm leaning closer and I can feel it. I'm leaning closer and closer because I'm excited. But if I stay like this, my belly's going to hurt by the end of the day. You're going to get a real close-up shot of my nose that you probably don't want. So for me, paying attention to my body and settling back into my body is going to be going and taking a big exhale and just coming back to my center. Okay. So I want you to take note of where you're at. If you want to write it down, you can. I think the chat is live, so you can even put it in the chat and just be able to say, this is where I am. No judgment. There's nothing bad. There's no shame. You don't have to explain anything. It's just paying attention and noticing what's going on in your body. Okay? So let's take just a second and do that. I'm not afraid of silence, so you'll get used to that if you're around me much. All right, big deep breath. Okay, so the number one thing that's going to help you release whatever needs to be released, is to give yourself permission to let it be whatever it is. Just to let it be whatever it is. So whether that's big or small or complex or easy, it is what it is. And you don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. Sorry, guys, I just got a notification that it looks like the chat is disabled. So hang on. Give me a second. Now it should be fixed. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for those that popped into the Q&A and got really creative. Kate and Tamara, thank you for that. Yay. Okay. So feel free to drop in the chat what you noticed about your body. I'm just going to keep teaching and we can go on. Okay. So letting it be whatever it needs to be. What do I mean by that? Well, if it's anger, let it come out as anger. If it's grief, let it come out as grief. If you don't know what it is, let it come out as a big, messy blob of unknowing without that pressure to say, I have to know what this is, because if I don't know what it is, I shouldn't let it out. Do you see how that becomes a cycle that keeps you from being able to release things? Because sometimes you just need to release things into the world so that it's not sitting in your body, triggering that heightened response, like there's a bear coming or something bad is happening. Because when we get into that state, it's really hard to access our logic brain. Because logic brain isn't in the category of things that needs to be activated if you're running from a bear. Who cares if you can do math? You just want to be safe. So by learning just to let things out in whatever messy, uncontrolled state they're in, you're going to be able to de-escalate that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. You're going to be able to de-escalate and just be like, oh, I'm safe. It's okay that I don't know what's going on. Let me know in the chat, how comfortable are you with saying, I'm just going to let these emotions out, even if I don't know what they are? Is that comfortable? Is it scary? Yeah, not in the chat, not comfortable, Jen says. Yeah, because why? Because we've been taught that uncertainty is bad. We've been taught that emotions and expression of emotions is bad. That's part of toxic religious conditioning, okay? So just give yourself permission for it to be really uncomfortable and let it be what it is, right? Just let it be what it needs to be. The second thing that I want to tell you, the second thing that's going to help you release hard things, ready, is to trust your feelings. It's okay if you're mad at me. You can be mad at me. Trust your feelings. It doesn't matter what you have been taught about being untrustworthy, being sinful, being messy, being broken, being a Jezebel. We talked about that last night a little. If you come out with strong emotions, must be something wrong with you. But maybe there's not. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, right? It's shocking to like, oh, I got to trust my feelings. Not only do you have to, but you get to. Like, wherever you're at with God is fine, okay? I don't want you to feel like this is pressure to believe a certain thing. So whether you feel like we were made by a creator, or if we were just, there's just this beautiful natural process that created us, think for a moment about how complex and fantastic it is that we have an unlimited number of feelings. Look at the stars. Next time you're out, look at the stars and think about, for every one of those stars, there is a slightly different, slightly nuanced emotion that I can experience. How's that for miracles? How's that for the absolute beauty and sacredness that you were created with? So what if we trust the complexity instead of believing the old narrative that complexity and those emotions were a weakness? What if when you felt angry, you just got to be pissed off? And it wasn't shame. It wasn't sinful. It wasn't abandoning your God. It was just that you're mad about something. And it doesn't matter if you're mad about genocide or because you stubbed your toe. It's still natural. It's still part of you as a sacred being. And it deserves to be honored and released into the world without you having to explain it to anybody. It just is, which means you can trust that piece of you. You can trust that piece of you. You can trust those feelings, and you can just let them go. Yeah, Kate dropped in the chat that the belief that the body is bad doesn't come from the Bible. It absolutely does not. It comes from Plato. It comes from all these different cultural spaces. But that's not actually what the sacred texts say. So allowing your feelings, trusting your feelings, even if you don't like them very much, trust that they have a role. Like, that trauma response, that being triggered, there are days I don't like that very much. I don't like bear mode. I don't like to think about the threats. And also, I can be grateful that that exists. And I can honor that part of me, even when it's on overkill. And I need my brain, I need my amygdala just to slow down so that I can be present in this moment. So just to recap, the first thing is just to let the hard things be whatever they need to be. The second is to trust your feelings because they are a sacred part of you and they're there for a reason. And even if you don't know what they are or what they're accomplishing, they deserve to exist. And the third one, we talked about this a little last night. The third way to release hard things from your body is to pay attention to your body. It's to be connected to your body. If you're always living up here and you're not settled into your body and you're not connected to all the other parts of you, how can you trust the other parts of you? Right? If the only thing that you're living through, the only thing that you're trusting enough to take action is your brain, which, by the way, toxic religion teaches you that. If this is the only, air quotes, smart, valuable, good decision-making part of you, what's going on down here that's being neglected and being ignored? So if you're sitting here watching this right now, or perhaps you just watched that session with Kit where she talked about some really hard stuff that happened in her life, if that's brought up stuff for you and it's sitting in your body, what's your body doing with it? How do you process that? How do you move through and release all those things, all those neurochemicals we just talked about, if you're ignoring your body? It's like saying you want to be in a relationship with someone, you want to have an intimate relationship with a partner, but you're going to ignore them. because you don't trust them as much as you trust your own brain, right? Well, we're highly valuing our brains because we've been taught to, but we're not in intimate relationship with our body. We're not connected to all the parts of us that are just as sacred and as holy as this brain. And guys, I'm a logic person, so I love my brain. My brain is really good. My brain is really smart. My brain has saved my butt more than once. And also, my intuition doesn't live up here. My intuition lives down here in my belly, in my womb space. My feminine energy, my soul, my sexiness, my sassiness, my sense of humor, they don't live up here. So if I'm going to work through hard stuff, if I'm going to talk about trauma, if I'm going to talk about those unhealed spaces in my life where maybe some nurturing is needed, why would I only do it with one tool? If I really want to heal, if I really want to be free from these old layers of unhealthy teachings and these bad doctrines that tell me all these awful things about myself, why would I only go into that battle with one tool? Do you see how it keeps us bogged down? It limits how healthy we can be if we only use this one space. So learning to trust your body, even when it feels like your body is betraying you, is crucial. So panic attacks just got mentioned in the chat. What's a panic attack? A panic attack is your body trying to protect you from a threat. And sometimes what happens is we overestimate the threat, just like Kit talked about in the last session. So even a panic attack is your body's attempt to keep you safe from a threat. It can be debilitating. I've had them, they're terrifying because it feels like you're totally out of control. Trusting that even that fear, even that thing that your body is trying to navigate, that you can get through it. You just need different tools, right? You need additional tools. You need new learning, new conditioning, because it's just a natural process. That sense of protection, that trying to protect you is a natural process, and we don't want it to totally go away. We just want to back it down to where it's like in a bus. We use this metaphor in my therapy a lot. Of like, who's sitting in the front of the bus telling my brain, telling me what's going on? Who's trying to drive the bus? I don't really want my fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode in the front of the bus, or I'm going to end up in a ditch. Right? So we want that response to move to the back seat, and that takes time. But it starts with getting the right tools and getting the right support and learning how to teach your body when your body is really safe. So the three things: let it be what it needs to be, trust your feelings, and trust your body. Yeah, frustration about years of toxic teaching. So in the comments, we have a comment about years of toxic teaching. And because of that teaching, it informs the way that people are handled, right? And how our body responds to people. And that's the thing. Like, sometimes it feels like you're never gonna shake these feelings off, and you're never gonna feel safe, and those are the hardest days. Cynthia shared in the first section tonight about having anxiety. I also have anxiety, a pretty wicked case of anxiety. If you have PTSD, if you have anxiety, if you have suffered severe trauma, most of us in this space have to some extent, be kind and patient with yourself, and just remember that all of the things that feel so dysregulated, that feel so unhealthy, were learned. It's your body's response to what you were exposed to. And while it is horrific that you were exposed to those things, I hope that gives just a little hope that what was learned can be unlearned. The responses you have today don't always have to be your responses. There are ways that your brain can actually be rewired. There are some fascinating documentaries. If someone will drop this in the Facebook group, I will circle back in the morning and share a link with you. There are some fantastic documentaries about trauma recovery and about psychedelics and plant medicine that are showing that even some of the most complex PTSD that people thought was never treatable, that we're making progress. We're starting to return to some of the natural ways of healing and looking at bodies more holistically. And I would love to share those links with you. If somebody will just ask me in the group, I'll do that in the morning. So there is hope. There's absolutely hope. And also, it's okay if in this moment, that hope is hard to find. Okay? Wherever you're at, there's space for that here. There's absolutely space for this to feel like the hardest day yet. There's absolutely space for you to be completely inspired and encouraged and feel like this is the best day ever. There's space for all the things in the middle. Yeah, this session will also be available for replay. There's a question in the comments. So we are recording this and the session will be available through Sunday night with the other ones. It'll just take us a little bit to get it uploaded. So those are the three tools. Those are the three things I want to give you. And I know they may seem kind of non-specific, but that's intentional because what you're looking for here are answers. But the secret of deconstruction is looking for the answers in here and not here. So whatever answers I give you, those are my answers. That doesn't mean that it's actually the answer you need. And sometimes the best part, the most transformative healing part of a deconstruction journey is figuring out that you can figure it out. And I know I sound like Yoda or some like ancient wise wizard who's really good at giving non-answers. But there's a reason that those stories touch us so deeply because they point us back to ourselves. They point us back to this idea that we are created as whole. We aren't created as sinful, broken creatures with no hope of ever doing anything good or being anything good. We're sacred beings with autonomy. We're sacred beings with a plethora of emotions. We're sacred beings whose brains can actually change and be rewired and heal from tremendous trauma. And that's where your answers lie. So I want to take a second, and I would love it if you are a journaler to take a second and capture how your body is feeling right now. If you're not a journaler or if you prefer not to write things down, you can go ahead and jot it in the chat. But I'm going to give you like, I don't know, 60, 70, 90 seconds of just silence and let you check in with yourself, take some notes, and then we're going to switch into the Q&A and the coaching portion. Okay? So I'm going to mute out for just a minute, and I promise I will be right back. go ahead and take about 30 more seconds to capture your thoughts and feelings. All righty, we're going to go ahead and switch into the coaching session. We have a couple of really great questions. I want to do the live coaching first. And if for some reason we don't have enough time to answer all of the questions, then we'll paste those over into the group and we'll get started there. So Jen, there's Jen. Okay, Jen, I'm going to promote you to panelist so that we can bring you up. You can have your camera on or off. That's totally up to you. But if I promote you to panelist, then you can come up and we can talk in real time. So give me just a sec to do that. All right. Oh, there's Jen. And let's unmute. Hey, Jen.
Hey.
Thanks for volunteering tonight. It's always fun to watch people get coached, but a lot of times it's really kind of nerve-wracking to be the first one. So thank you for being brave.
No problem. Thank you for choosing me. This is great.
Absolutely. So could you and I talked just a little bit ahead of time, but could you just pose your question that you want some coaching around? Just kind of pose that again so that everybody is kind of caught up with where we're at.
Yeah, sure. So I'm just kind of starting my deconstruction journey. So I'm dealing with a lot of feelings of guilt. So guilt around, why am I doubting the teaching that has been so instilled in me? Why am I doubting the things my parents told me? Why am I doubting God? The church, an institution I've been a part of for so long, and then just the guilt around, okay, well, what if I leave? What if I take the time away to really examine this and go through the process? Like, the guilt of, and the what if of leaving friends behind of my family that are still very entrenched in church and are not questioning to the level that I am. So just a lot of around how do you turn, or what's the process of going from feeling guilty about asking the question to trusting yourself to ask the question, I guess.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to give us about 10 minutes. And so when the timer goes off, we'll have like 2 minutes to finish it up. So I'll give us a couple minutes. So if you happen to be talking and you hear the timer, just keep going and we'll go from there. But that way we keep it super tight and you get to go right to the point. All right. So when you think about asking all those questions and guilt comes up, what does that feel like in your body?
My chest is tight.
Okay.
I'm a jaw clencher. So I automatically feel my jaw like just kind of close shut. Yeah, it's that tightness in my chest and my jaw. Okay.
And how are you feeling now?
I feel okay now. I think because I've been surrounded, like this feels like a very safe environment. So this is my first, I guess, foray into saying out loud to people, this is what I'm thinking and this is what I'm going through. And this has been a really good safe space last night and tonight. So I'm not really feeling that anxiety or that guilt of what are they going to think?
Okay. What does it feel like in your body to not have that anxious kind of tightening thing happening?
My shoulders are relaxed. I'm not, and I don't have any of that tightness. I feel loose, I guess, is kind of the answer I would give to that question. I feel very kind of, loose.
Okay. Okay. So you'll just go with me, right?
Okay.
So do me a favor and close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
And I want you to put your hand or hands on that spot on your chest that gets kind of tight when you think about the painful parts. Okay. And I want you to ask that part of your body what it thinks about the guilt. And what are you sensing now?
I'm sensing a little tightness, but not that kind of clenched feeling. I'm almost feeling like I don't know if you can feel sadness in your chest, but I'm feeling a little sad that that's what I'm feeling, and that's where it's residing. Yeah.
What's coming up for you? I can see it. What's this about?
I feel like I've wasted so much time, and I don't want to waste any more feeling guilty over stuff I don't think I believe anymore. And so, you know, in an earlier session, you guys talked about how sometimes like deconstruction can feel like grief. And that's kind of at the spot I am now, that I feel like I'm grieving years that I lost to institutions and lessons and things that didn't serve me and that damaged me, but that I wholeheartedly believed. So yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. Will you put your hands back on your chest for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stay connected.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. There's sirens going by. Lots of sirens. Like there's an alert. Something urgent is happening. And I wonder what's going on with this grief that's just been sitting there for so long.
Yeah, I mean, when I've been going through, you know, lessons from childhood, you know, you think you're doing things that don't feel right, but you're doing it for a higher purpose. And to some degree, that's always been kind of the light at the end of my tunnel. If I just do it, then everything's going to be okay. That God will grant the desires of my heart, that he will bless my life and things like that. And when that hasn't been happening, or you realize that like whole system of checks and balances isn't how it's supposed to be. Yeah, you're like, okay, then there isn't necessarily that light at the end of the tunnel, or the tunnel is completely changed. And what do I do with that now?
This weird question came up. So I don't even know. But what if there's no tunnel? What if there's no tunnel? Have you grown up in the church? Has this been a lot? Okay. I'm listening. Hang on. I feel like there's a little girl here. What is she asking for?
She's asking for love and validation. Yeah.
What does validation look like for her?
That she's loved for who she is, not what she can do or how good she is.
Yeah.
She's just loved for who she is.
So that's why it's sitting right here, because it's a heart issue. Not that there's an issue with your heart, but like that's the space that's unnourished and untended to.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to say to her? Everything is welcome. Don't filter yourself here, okay?
No, yeah. You don't have to live up to everyone's expectations. You don't have to know all the Bible verses, be the best at sword drills, be the best memorizer. You don't have to be all of that. That God doesn't care how many check boxes there are on that list. Yeah. And just don't waste the rest of your life trying to check those boxes.
Yeah. So if that's what doesn't matter, what does matter?
That.
Don't go here. Stay here.
Yeah.
Stay here. And it's okay if you can't answer that right now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something to simmer with. I can't stop looking over your right shoulder. You have this hand. And it just, I know it's just a piece of art hanging on the wall. It just feels like it's got you. So I don't know if that's important at all or not. And I don't know if you can see this in the chat, but you've got people who are also sitting like this with you. And in this moment, we have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a request. It's kind of homeworky, if that word's okay. I have a request. Will you connect? Was Jen what they called you when you were little, or did you like? Does the little you have a different name?
No, it's always been Jen.
It's always Jen. Okay. Will you sit with this little Jen tonight? And just have a play date.
Okay.
And if that's grief, it's grief. If that's eating cookie dough straight from the tube, then that's what it is. But just like embracing your little Jen. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Will you do that this evening and just be with her and love her and let her love you?
Yep.
Is there any way we can support you this evening or tomorrow?
No, I mean, I plan on tuning in. And like I said, like this, it's been my first safe space. So
thank you for trusting us. Thank you for being here and for like you just did like the polar plunge where they go into the Arctic Ocean and you're like, I think this will be okay. Let me jump in here.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, I don't know if it's safe or not, but here I am. Okay. Thank you for your
Thank you.
and you just being fully present. I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to check in with me tomorrow, you have my email.
Okay.
You can also check in the group if that feels good. And if you don't need that, if you just need to hang out with a little Jen all morning, you don't owe me anything.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let me. Oh, wait, I'm not trying to kick you out of the webinar. Hang on. I almost blocked you from the webinar. Hang on. pause for a moment while I figure out how to do this. Okay, Jen, I'm just going to leave you here with your camera off and muted because the only way I can see to remove you as a panelist would be to actually kick you out of the whole group. So I'm not going to do that. But we do have time. It's about 1:45, so I think we have time for one more. I saw someone in the comments. AJ, help me. Who was that? I saw someone in the comments who wanted to pop up. Abby, do you still want me to, do you still want to do some coaching? Not to put you on the spot or anything. Abby Van. If not, that is totally okay. Let me. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. So Abby wants to sort through the, yeah, so there will be more live coaching tomorrow. Merle, I'm gonna go ahead and promote you to a panelist and we'll do some coaching. And then Abby, if you will just connect with, there's a form that AJ dropped in there that will get you kind of in the queue for tomorrow. Just do that so that we don't skip you because I don't want to skip over you. Okay, so let me find Merle real quick. Thanks for being so patient with me as I do the tech support. My team is all over the place doing all the things. So this is a little slower because I'm doing it. Promote to panelist. Okay. It should give you a little notification and then pop you up here real quick. Get a drink real quick. All right. I can see you. It looks like maybe you're muted. There we go.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for hopping in.
As soon as I said I'm open, I realized, oh yeah, this isn't a private conversation.
That's okay. You can draw whatever boundaries around it you need to.
Thank you.
What question or what kind of place are you wanting some coaching around? Could be somewhere you're feeling stuck, have some emotions you want to navigate, or just like, I don't know what to do with it.
I definitely feel stuck.
Okay.
I've been trying to relax more because I have decades of anxiety experience.
Okay.
And I've noticed that it's kind of a double-edged sword. So as I relax, then I start to feel everything, and then it becomes intense. And I recently had an incredibly relaxing experience, like the most relaxed I've ever been.
Okay.
And then about a week later, I have had significant anxiety. And so this whole idea of being able to trust my body versus trust what I've been taught is very difficult. It feels very scary.
Okay. So do you want to talk about kind of the relaxing piece or the trusting your body piece?
I think trusting my body.
Okay.
Because yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What comes up for you when you think about trusting your body? Like your voice changed. I don't know if you heard it or not. And so I was just wondering, like, what's coming up in your body?
Oh, it dropped, didn't it? Well, I just feel, yeah, I just feel stuck. I feel like I don't even have words to voice where I'm at, almost as if I say them out loud, then they're real. And someone might hear, God might hear.
And what's the possible consequence of that? Like, why is what's coming up when you think about other people hearing?
Disappointment, disconnection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've already experienced loss of relationship, so
Yeah.
yeah. So it feels like letting go of like the only solid ground that I know, and if I let go of that, then what happens? Do I fall
Yeah.
flat on my face? Do I just crumble? I don't know.
Yeah. How does it feel to not know?
Frustrating. I feel like I should be able to figure it out.
Yeah, there's something coming through that's very heady. It's very much here.
Yeah.
Will you do me a favor and just are you sitting, laying? Like, what position is your body in?
I'm sitting.
Okay. Would you do me a favor and lean back just a bit?
Okay.
And just do a couple of deep breaths.
Okay.
And as you breathe in and out, I want you to imagine like a little sparkle, like a little shooting star, or like this something glowy up in your head and kind of sinking down in. And just visualize kind of dropping from this beautiful brain that has kept you so safe for so long down into the rest of your body, just so we can see what's there. And then let me know after you've done that.
It feels stuck in my throat.
Okay. Yeah. What's that about? What's going on there?
I don't know. It feels like I can't breathe. Like I'm trying to take a deep breath and it's just shaky. Like I can't even take the deep breath.
Yeah. What's your body trying to protect you from right now by closing that off?
I don't know. I feel like I will come undone. In fact, I felt like this past week I came undone. Like I've found myself crying on the bathroom floor and feeling like I am losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the it that you feel like you're losing?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely feels very core to my identity.
That feels really risky, right?
Yeah.
Let me propose something here.
Okay.
What if it's not actually your identity that's at risk? It's just who you thought you should be. What's going on in your throat now?
Opened up a little bit.
I heard it.
Yeah.
It felt like something dropped, like a trap door dropped out.
Yeah. No, it felt like like my airway opened.
Yeah. Your body knows what's going on. We just have to find the right interface, right? The right, like, to be able to plug in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you've got an iPhone charger, but you got a Samsung phone. Like, right? So the way we're used to listening to our body doesn't actually connect with our body well.
Okay.
So can you take that deep breath now, thinking about what if the thing that you're losing was never actually supposed to be yours anyway?
Yeah, a little more.
So below your throat is your heart. And I get the sense that your heart is very tender right now.
It's always tender.
Have other people honored that tenderness? Or
Yes.
respected it? Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead. I hear something. It's like when you can hear water running, but you don't know where it's coming from. I can hear something gurgling in me.
But I haven't always had my intuition respected.
Okay.
Yep.
Take another deep breath. Let's see how far down it goes.
Yep. Further down.
Okay. Above your heart or below your heart?
Below.
Oh. So what's there?
I don't know.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Your voice got higher again.
Yeah.
Is it risky to say I
Yeah.
want to know?
Yeah.
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 I am actually glad I can't see you, because this is such an interesting thing, but I don't even know what your body looks like. But when you just said that thing about, yeah, I want to know, I felt like you just got wider. Like,
Yeah. Like there's more room in my chest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that more room is what you deserve. Maybe that's the real identity
Yeah.
that's been blocked for so long.
Yeah.
Where's the guilt that we started this conversation with? Like, where's it in your body? Or
Um,
can you feel it at all? It's okay if you can't.
I don't.
Mm.
I don't. I just. I think making that distinction between. I think there were things that happened that I've struggled with because I knew that people loved me,
Mm-hmm.
but I was still a disappointment because I didn't do what was expected. And so it's been, I think part of being stuck has been, but I know they love me. So I they love me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all bad. And I
Yeah.
think that's where but they didn't trust.
Yeah.
They didn't trust that I couldn't hear for myself.
So but I know they love me. What part of your body does that come up in?
I think that's around my heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then but they didn't trust me. Or they
Further
didn't
down.
trust that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the knowing in your gut.
Yeah.
Not to nerd out too much, because I do that sometimes, but your gut is like a second brain. And like this idea of like the brain being over here and the heart being over here and the gut being over here, and they
Mhm.
really don't talk that much, is bullshit. It just is.
Mhm.
So you have this beautiful, it's not really a metaphor, but it's kind of an exercise, if you will,
Mm.
where we just moved through each of those layers of you,
Mhm.
and each is valid. None of
Mm.
them are bad and need to be discounted. They just need to be allowed to connect and to hang out and to like coexist in the same space as equals.
Mm.
So I wonder what that might look like for this knowing that's in your belly to be elevated to the same status as your heart and your voice and your brain and all of the parts.
I don't know, but I'm going to sit with it.
I just feel like there's something, I feel like she has something really beautiful to say that is going to knock your socks off. Like not like this overnight cure fixes everything kind of, not the capitalist sort of, it's
Right.
going to be amazing.
Right.
But like there's something in there that she knows
Mm.
that is, sometimes I get words, so toss this if it doesn't land. But what I heard was there's something in there that she knows that's going to save your life.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know what that means, but sometimes weird blurts happen. So
Yeah.
take it if it lands. If it doesn't land, you just put it off to the side, and maybe it comes back later and maybe it doesn't, and that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How do you want to move forward? Because I can tell you, like, I just don't feel like it's my spot here to tell you. I feel like she wants to tell you how you proceed. What do you think?
I think I want to revisit that moment when I crossed the line. I think I want to revisit that in light
Okay.
of this conversation. I
Yeah.
want to sit with that and almost watch it as an observer,
Yeah.
versus I think I feel it over and over and over again, and I feel like I need to watch it as an observer, and maybe even I think so much of that experience was how it hurt, or it was from the other side's perspective. And I'm not sure that I've processed my own side of that. Like, okay, well, what if I fully own that decision without any guilt or shame or second guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you've lived it with maybe 60% of your body, right?
Yeah.
You can't, there are parts of you that didn't get to come to that party, that didn't
Yeah.
get to come to that experience. And so there's just there's like, it's almost like when athletes, like football players, watch Monday, they go in on Monday and Tuesday and they watch the films and they see it and they're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
why we lost, or
Right.
that's why we did so good, or like, oh yeah, that guy wasn't even on the field during that play. You've
Yeah.
got a player that wasn't on the field during the play, and you're out there with like 6 people trying to do the job of 11 people, and you're like, why am I so tired?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's more of you that is unbelievably intelligent and intuitive and supportive that just hasn't been invited to play yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like any support or anything that we can do here?
I would love any support. I don't know what it looks like, but
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe that can be the second part. The first
Mm.
part is kind of inviting all of you to the conversation. The second part is thinking about what would feel supportive, whether it's having a check-in, or sometimes having a check-in makes it about meeting expectations, and that's not helpful. So,
No, I think a check-in would be helpful.
okay.
I think I need to check in with me.
Okay.
And then I would love to check in with you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. You have my email.
Thank you.
Check in with me. You also have some beautiful comments over here on this side that might feel supportive. If you want to read those, you can. If not, no big deal. Thank you for being brave and for allowing us in to see all of you. That's hard to do in a room full of strangers.
Yeah. Yeah. And really, as soon as I said it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So I am proud of me for being brave to do it. And thank you for acknowledging that.
Self-affirmation and love. Look at that. I'm going to take note of that.
Thank you.
Good job, Mel. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, friends. We already know I don't know how to take Merle out without kicking her out of the whole room. So I'm just going to leave her up on the screen for a minute, but you're muted out. So take a deep breath, scream, yell, eat a candy bar, whatever you need to do. That was beautiful. Jen and Merle, thank you so much. Those of you in the comments, I saw the way you were loving on our people and loving on each other. That's the best thing. That's the best thing about community. That's the best thing about being in this deconstruction space. I'm going to go back and read the comments later, but I just wanted to say thank you because I saw so many good ones flying by. We are out of time. I will make sure to grab those questions. I'm actually grabbing them and copying them right now. I'm going to take a screenshot. That'll be the fastest way to do it, so that I can get those posted over in the group, and we'll have some Q&A going over there too. That's all we have for tonight. This is the last session. Y'all amaze me. Y'all amaze me. I hope that you are able to relax and to rest tonight. If you missed any of the sessions, the replays are live. You can go to deconstructingfaithsummit.com/replay, and you can check those out. If you want live coaching, AJ's dropped the link. We're going to be here tomorrow night and also on Sunday night. I have a feeling we're going to have some space on Sunday night that we can also do some coaching. So there's lots more time. The other thing I want to share real quick, I'll just take like one more minute. I know we're over time, so thanks for hanging out with me a little bit longer. We just opened the doors for the Deconstruct Your Faith group coaching program. So if this coaching is like, whoa, this is something I want to do more of in a small group setting or a one-on-one setting, check that out. It's over at deconstructyourfaith.com/DYF. You can check that out. If you have any questions, there's a button on there. You can message me. I would love to continue to work with you guys after the summit is over, but it's not over yet. So we will be back here, deconstructingfaithsummit.com/live tomorrow. We have 2 panels. We have another live session tomorrow night. We have some speakers that are just going to knock your socks off. I can't even tell you how amazing they are. It's just going to be another fantastic day. So get some rest, drink lots of water, pack some snacks for tomorrow, and I will meet you back here tomorrow, Saturday, for a full day of sessions. If you haven't checked out the schedule, you can check that out at deconstructingfaithsummit.com/schedule. You can see all the sessions. We're going to be kicking it off at noon Eastern with Christian Smith. And I have to tell you, Christian Smith's sessions have been a team favorite. So you are not going to want to miss that. Love you bunches. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.